Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome to TECHPODS, your go-to podcast for something techtacular. I'm your host Meenakshi and I'm here to navigate you through the world of technology. We have a very special guest with us today, a distinguished figure in the field of renewable energy. He holds a PhD in Engineering in Solar Energy from University Malaysia, Pahang, and has been trained by Life Academy in Sweden for wind power development and use. His enterprises span design, detail engineering, project management, consultancy, and technical due diligence for solar PV plants and wind farms. He has played a vital role in bringing solar energy to remote tribal communities through Kerala Solar Village Electrification Project. Currently, he is the chair of IEEE PES Kerala. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ajith Gopi. So it's really a pleasure to have you with us today.
My pleasure as well.
Thank you for coming, sir. So the first question I would like to ask is about your contribution in Kerala electrification project that you have done. So how was it working in that particular project? What all impact it made on you? So lighting up people's life is not a simple thing. So how was it, sir?
Well, Solar Village Electrification Project was one of the best projects I have done, part of my career. So it was a dream come true. We conceptualized that project in 2000, beginning of 2000. Part of our program, we usually visit tribal settlements. So when we visited some of the tribal settlements in a remote part of Trivandrum near Madattara, so we happened to see that there are remote tribal settlements where you don't have access to the conventional electricity lines. So similarly, they went thought that why can't we go for a project which can electrify a lot of tribal settlements in Kerala? Because Kerala, though a lot of electrification comes through conventional means, when compared to some other part of the country, there are remote hamlets at that point of time which was not electrified. Then that has been conceptualized as a project, as the Solar Village Electrification Project, and we sent to the Government of India Ministry of New and Renewable Energy for approvals. Then, to our surprise, the ministry accepted it and given an approval for a in-principle approval for the project that kick-started the project. That was a wonderful experience that you bring light to the remote communities. So the lighting up their minds as well. So it empowers them in terms of numerous activities, their education, their earnings. So it is multifaceted thing.
So while being a part of this project, I'm pretty sure that you have faced a lot of challenges. So how did you overcome those challenges and move forward?
Yes, we had 3 phases of implementation of that project. The first phase was planning phase. The planning phase was actually a kind of survey. So you have to do a complete study. So what I did is I utilized a lot of youngsters as engineers, young engineers, who joined us as apprentice trainees. So once they graduate, they will have this Apprentice Act training. So they will be engineering trainees under us. So I had a bunch of enthusiastic student group as you. Then they were trained to do this data collection, survey, studies and all. So that was the first phase, planning phase. And along with that, we were in touch with the local self-governments, the district administration, and all the stakeholders involved in this kind of electrification. And the second phase was the design phase. The third phase, of course, the implementation. So all these 3 phases, a lot of challenges. For example, the first phase, you have to visit all these tribal settlements. It's a kind of trekking. So your vehicle may not go to the tribal settlements, to the remote settlements. So it's difficult to get your jeep there. So you have to walk, maybe 10 kilometers. Sometimes you have to walk 20 kilometers to reach the remote tribal hamlet. It's very difficult, and you have a lot of wild animals, especially in tribal settlements inside the forest. So a lot of challenges. And second thing was actually the project that was the survey phase. Second was actually we had to find the resource for this project. For example, the funding from the MNRE, the central government, the funding from the state government. So all these things we have to find out, and of course the design part. The important part of the second phase is design part. So design, we had a lot of reference material for designing. So not like softwares and all. Now we are using a lot of softwares for designing. At that time we were using Excel sheets. We were actually trained by Siemens for some solar photovoltaic design training. We used that manual for training this remote, solar microgrids and all. So with that design, we framed up tender documents and invited tenders. The third phase, of course, the biggest challenge came: installation, implementation. So implementation means the logistics issue. See, a lot of remote places, you have to take a lot of commodities, equipments, solar panels to the remote areas, and against all odds, against the climate, extreme climates. So it was very difficult to reach there and wire up the installations. You have to arrange the stay of the people who took the challenge of installing it. So that was the most difficult phase, I should say. And we have to have a monitoring setup. So ANERT had district level offices. It's all conceptualized by ANERT with the help from both central government and the state government. And we also coordinated with the local self-governments like Gram Panchayats, Block Panchayats and District Panchayats.
Wow, that's incredible, sir. So what all impact that project made on you as a person? What all impacted?
It has given us a lot of lessons. See, when you install such projects, like it was actually a period when the UN has started the Millennium Development Goals. So there were Millennium Development Goals defined for eradicating poverty primarily. And later, now after 2015, the SDGs came, Sustainable Development Goals. Exactly on that, the first priority of the Sustainable Development Goals was removing poverty, then removing hunger is the second priority. Of course, the seventh priority is the clean and affordable energy, so which is the area that we are working. So before the announcement of SDGs, we started working on the same SDG, which was defined by UN later in 2015. So back in 2001, we were working on addressing the same issue, getting free and affordable energy to the remote communities. It was a great learning, I should say. Like, see, a lot of learning on the technical aspects. So if you look at the sustainability framework of any project, you have a lot of dynamics that is changing. For example, your technical aspects, your environmental aspects and social aspects, and the economic considerations. So all these things are there. All these indicators you have to check and you have to learn from what is happening and how it is changing also. So technical aspects, I will tell you one example. If you look at the technical aspects, you will learn a lot of things. See, incredible learning. I would say that different challenges. For example, a tribal settlements will have 40 households, whereas in other tribal settlement will be having 100 households. And the priority of one hamlet is different from other hamlets. One hamlet maybe in terms of their requirement is a little bit, maybe they will have a lot of load options. They need a lot of load. For example, you need a TV watching facility, 3-4 lights in a house, etc. But if you look at very remote tribal settlement, a single room kind of house, they need a portable lantern. So it changes based on the need of the community, the need of the beneficiary. So it's very important that how you build your project, how you conceive your project, how you accomplish your project based on the needs of the people. So people and community is very important, very important. So my learning is that it should be people-centric.
That's great. So coming on to your field that you've chosen, it's renewable energy, right, sir? So you have specialized in renewable energy. So why did you choose that particular field? And what drives your passion in that particular field?
It accidentally happened, I should say. It accidentally happened.
Because
Yeah, exactly. So after my graduation, I joined ANERT. ANERT, of course, the State Renewable Energy Nodal Agency. And of course, ANERT is dealing with non-conventional energy. At that time, renewable energy is popularly known as non-conventional energy. So we were sort of working with that environment. Then we were familiarized with this kind of systems, devices, solar home systems, distributed systems, solar street lights, solar water heaters. So we started learning things like what is more green in terms of their functioning. Then we understood more about green energy, sustainability, sustainable development. So how this is connected, how renewable energy is connected to the community took what you can call as like my excitement. So I am so excited that how it can be connected with the community. So that time itself, the discussions on climate change and global warming was happening parallelly. So all these carbon neutral technologies can contribute to the biggest change the community is facing, the biggest change humanity is facing, which is the global warming and climate change. So of course these are the carbon neutral technologies, emitting very less carbon emissions. So how it addresses the vulnerable communities, how it addresses the people, vulnerable people. So these are the best solutions to address the climate change and global warming. And those activities actually connected with the community always. That is the main link. So it always connects technology with the community. That attracted me.
So talking about your position in IEEE Club, you're currently the chair of IEEE PES. So how did you get introduced to this particular club and how this club had made impact on your life?
It's amazing journey, I would say. So I've been I've been knowing IEEE right from my engineering college days. I know that IEEE activity was there back in 1985 itself, where I was doing my BTech. So still I was not involved. I was not a volunteer. But later when I was doing my masters, then I became more acquainted with IEEE. Why? Because it's like I understood IEEE as a source where you have a lot of publications around. You have a lot of knowledge base around. So resource around. So you can just go around IEEE and get some details. For example, IEEE Explore, that we are exploring a lot. Academicians exploring a lot. Researchers exploring a lot. So you will get a lot of journals, you will get a lot of resources, learnings. So during my master study, I attracted to IEEE because of that only. Later, then I understood that it's more than IEEE getting publications and reading manuscripts. Then it's a kind of volunteering that you can make to contribute to the society. So IEEE is affiliated to, IEEE is actually, it's for humanity. So where you can connect to the society, as I already stated, it's a way that you can connect to the society. Then it's like my volunteering journey started. Then 10 years back, I would say that 10, 12 years back, I started volunteering in PES, IEEE Power and Energy Society, as a simple volunteer, doing my own contributions on renewable energy. Especially, I was taking sessions, technical sessions on renewable energy. Of course, it was not webinars as we do after the COVID period or during the COVID period. All webinars started like that, no? So it was like offline sessions. We are going to the technical, going to the engineering colleges, taking sessions, going to the community, going to the residents associations, giving them awareness classes. So it became a passion to learn and impart knowledge to the society. So I became an active volunteer on giving knowledge to the communities, societies, and students. That was the major major part of my instinct to do activities on IEEE.
So you have mentioned that coming to this field, renewable energy field, was an accident, right? So there is this trend going on, like most of the students choose engineering field with and without interest. So what is the advice or opinion that you would like to give to those people?
Well, you see, the orientation, I told you it was accidental that I joined ANERT and all. Then slowly I found interest in it. I started researching on it and all. Now things are more simple. Everything is around you with a click. You have the internet, and when I was in college, there was no internet there. So you have every information at your fingers. So with this background, you have a lot of ideas to to nurture or to strategize your activities, priorities. So I advise that during the college days itself, you can slowly think about your interests. And interest means it should be something like you are passionate about. Don't take an option which is not dear to you. So take an option or take an area where you are more interested, where you have the skills, and you think that where you can grow. So it's there, it's available now, information is available. And of course, through your practical skills, you can understand that you are comfortable there. So I advise all the students that it evolves naturally. Then select your career according to that.
So you completed your BTech in electrical engineering from CET, then you pursued your PhD from the university in Malaysia. So how was the experience graduating from a university in Malaysia?
It was, I would say that it was fantastic experience, incredible experience from an international environment. See, it happened, it was also accidental, I should say that. See, one professor, Dr. Sudhagar, a passionate researcher, he is world's 2% scientist as per the Stanford University rank. We were together in a talk in a scientific conference in Kerala University, HEAM Scientist Conference. Dr. Sudhagar sir was taking a session. I was taking a session on renewable energy. Then after both of us did our sessions, we were like communicating each other, knowing each other. Then he was suggesting, why can't you go for PhD, because I completed my master's also in electrical engineering from CET itself. So he was there in Bhopal. He's an NIT professor. So NIT, he is actually under the energy department. So energy is the same area, no? Because I am been practicing energy projects. So he was so attracted with my practical knowledge, and then he was telling that, sir, your practical knowledge blended with my academic knowledge can bring a lot of results. Why can't you? I am just planning to go for deputation to the University of Malaysia, Pahang, which is a public university in Malaysia. So public universities have a reputation in Malaysia. So he joined there immediately. He invited me to join the energy department. It is under the department of it is under the field of renewable energy, energy and environmental engineering. I joined as a PhD student. So then it was a wonderful journey, especially in the area where I was working, the solar energy area. So I selected that field itself for my research work.
So you have worked in both public sector as well as in private sector. So what is the main difference you found while working in private versus public?
Very interesting question. My career is actually I've been with ANERT for the last 33 years, more than 33 years. In between, I jumped into corporate sector. About 5 years. 3 years with the international consultancy organization, Parsons Spinkerhoff. It is actually a giant consultant organization based out of New York. More than 50,000 employees. When they started a consultancy division for power and energy, the headquarters was in Australia. Fortunately, the office was in Bangalore. The Asia Pacific office headquarters was in Bangalore. Then I understood that Bangalore is very near. And of course, I'm heading they invited me as a principal engineer. So principal engineers will be the leader for all the technical activities for the Asia Pacific projects. So the same domain, in the renewable energy, especially a lot of solar projects and wind projects. So I took leave and worked with that organization. Before that, 2005, 2007, I had an experience with a German integrated company, a solar company, which was Sun Technics Energy Private Limited, which is under the Conergy AG, a German company. Umbrella company is Conergy AG. They are integrated company. They are installing solar power plants. So one is consultancy, another is integrated, kind of installer company. So both has different kind of work culture and all. But these work cultures, I would say that when you compare with the government sector, I would say that the challenge is more with the governments. That's my experience. You have more relaxed time when you are working in corporate sector. Maybe in the other way around people are thinking. For me, it was different, completely different. In government sector, because of the resource crunch or manpower short, because of the manpower shortfall and all, we have limited manpower in government. But in corporate sector, it's everything arranged and well planned. You have defined manpowers, you have defined kind of work allotment. So we are more comfortable in corporate sector. If you are in an area where you are comfortable, that is very important. So I was fortunately in both these companies. I was into the renewable energy area where I am passionate about. So in Sun Technics or under the Conergy AG, we were doing a lot of off-grid solar projects, standalone projects in Chhattisgarh. We were doing a lot of standalone solar projects in the Mumbai High, for oil rigs, remote projects. And even we did a solar wind hybrid project for Army in Ladakh. So all these projects are very passionate. No, it's a kind of involving a lot of research. Whereas in consultancy, I was given an opportunity to do bigger projects, like right from a 25 megawatt project in Gujarat, more than 25 megawatt project in China, where we were doing due diligence, and some projects in Portugal where we were doing some due diligence. So it's like, and at the same time, we had a lot of projects in wind energy also. I myself was a project manager for a big wind power project in Kutch area in Gujarat. So I would say that both has its own kind of dimensions. Only thing is, wherever you are working, you can be comfortable.
So you have done your BTech in CET, one of the best colleges in Kerala. So what do you think, like what are skills this generation students should have to acquire a career? Additional skills, if I specify.
Yeah, it's actually a message to the students as well. Yeah, very important. Wherever you study, I would like to suggest that you grow your passion, you learn a lot of things, open your eyes, listen to people. You have a lot of environment like that, other than the time that you are studying. It's a time you have, as I already pointed out, you have a lot of opportunities ahead. It's nothing like you are confined to a particular geographical area. See, you can see a lot of people, a lot of students are now going abroad for studies also. I won't define it as a kind of brain drain. I don't want to define like that. It is a natural thing happening. It's not a brain drain stuff happening. Because it's now you cannot define an entity as a very local entity. It is all globally connected. It is same like you walk in, you learn in Cambridge or Oxford. It is something something like it's for example, Denmark Technical University is now near to you. That environment has come. It is nothing like Denmark Technical University is far away. So that kind of learning environment has come. So my advice to the students, like, you have to be passionate on your what you are learning, and cream up your learning with a lot of skills. It can be, for example, you are in power and energy sector. You have to cream up with a lot of learnings which is available now in your environment. For example, a lot of courses available. There are international organizations giving courses where you can add your skills. For example, knowledge, get certifications, add these certifications to it. And very important point is that, for example, ANERT is giving internship to the students. ANERT is under the power department, actually, and of state government. Of course, the government of India, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is funding us, aiding us, and a lot of things. It is 100% a government department, under the power department of Government of Kerala. So there we provide internship to students, where students can join as interns for at least 2 weeks, maybe 1 month. So it's an opportunity. So similar to ANERT, there are a lot of organizations are giving internships. So take your time to be with the industry and learn what is happening around you, to have a kind of a dynamics with what is happening around with industry learnings, which will give you some, like, which will generate some passions to you. I think that's very important. So be current with what is happening around. You upgrade your knowledge, upgrade your academics, then of course you will find a career. That's what I wanted to tell.
So there is an interesting thing that I found, which is that you have done your PhD from Malaysia, you came back to India, you contributed to our community. But these days students are just studying to go outside, like outside India. They're completing their masters and then they're contributing to that particular country. So what is your opinion regarding that?
Maybe, see, of course, I understand that people are going abroad for learnings and all. And of course, they are coming back. Maybe a lot of people are coming back as well. And some of they are getting opportunities, and of course, they are contributing. So there is, we have to see that contribution to the humanity can happen without any kind of geographical borders. That is what I believe. It can be something like you can be contributing. For example, the biggest threat humanity is facing is climate change and global warming. You may be contributing from Europe. You may be contributing from Southeast Asia. Maybe you will be sitting in Philippines and working for World Bank. And maybe you are sitting with an international university in Denmark and contributing for an academic work. And maybe you are sitting with IIT Mumbai. So contribution can be borderless. That's my opinion. Yeah, contribution is actually it all helps to the humanity. So if you can work in the country, it's well and good. It's always good that you can contribute more to your country, but it's nothing wrong that you are contributing to the whole humanity. That's my opinion.
So sir, we have prepared a small segment for you, a rapid fire segment. So we'll be asking questions. You just have to give answers. So the first question is, what's a book you've read that have made you a big impact?
I would say that a lot of books actually impacted me or influenced me. But I will refer one book, very recent one. It's about donut economics. Donut economics is actually it's about economics, It is more about a sustainable living by Kate Raworth. Kate Raworth is actually a Dutch scientist, or economist. She works in UK now. She was actually referred for Nobel Prize many times, one or two times. So donut economics is, it's like it's a donut. She's she's narrating an ideal state where you have a perfect living, good habitats, no discrimination, gender equality, without any overshoots. So what has attracted me is, it is something linked with my passion of getting a self-reliant state where people living in harmony.
Okay, so the next question is, who has been a key person in your life who helped you achieve success?
I wanted to refer, or I wanted to the first name comes is my father. My father and mother are teachers. They are this last weekend also I was there with them. They are at Vokala. My father is inspiring me again and again. He's a great teacher. In Malayalam we call him, we can say that if you ask me a word, അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു പ്രതിഭയാണ് അദ്ദേഹം. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് ഐ എം ലേണിംഗ് എ ലോട്ട് ഫ്രം ഹിം, സ്റ്റിൽ ലേണിംഗ്. എനിക്ക് അദ്ദേഹത്തിനെ പോലെ ആകാൻ കഴിയില്ല. സ്റ്റിൽ ഐ എം ലേണിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ലവിങ് ഹിം.
That's great, sir. Okay, so do you have a favorite quote or motto that drives you? A quote or motto?
It's always like I don't have a quote to tell. I don't refer as well. So it is like everything is my quote. Everything learning is my quote. I don't have a passion for some quotes and going behind that. That's my answer.
What's the one thing you wish more people knew about renewable energy?
It should be something like the popularization of renewable energy and how you link renewable energy with the society, or more accurately with the community. That is what it is needed.
That's great. So who has been the most influential person in your career?
Of course, I told you about my parents. Yeah. And of course in my professional life it is my wife, Dr. Bindu. She's a professor in Government Medical College, Trivandrum. So I did my graduation, of course, before the marriage. But after the marriage, I did a lot of studies. My master's, my MBA. I also did my MBA. Then I did my PhD. I added a diploma in wind energy from Sweden. It's all happened because of her support, continuous support.
And with that, we wrap up the rapid fire session. It was really great to talk to you, sir, getting to know about you. Thank you for your insightful and engaging answers. And with that, we wrap up the session today. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this particular episode. Stay tuned for more exciting conversation and insights in the world of technology. This is Meenakshi Santosh signing off. Have a wonderful day.